Magazine's Women in Business Paradise podcast. We are excited to have all of you beautiful, lovely ladies, and we're celebrating 17 years this year, and we thought we might as well dive right into the change that is within us, within media, and here now, which is, the digital era. So as we begin our journey through this podcast, I'd love for you to be, as much as you can, vulnerable, shine through with your true heart and your true essence, and we will dive into certainly like your profession and your persona and who you represent, but we will be asking some questions through this bowl, and we just want you to be as genuine as possible. And just know that I love you all and I admire you. And I'd like to start with Sherry. Would you please introduce yourself, and then we'll go down the road.
Well, first of all, congratulations on your 17th year, Naomi. That's quite an accomplishment. And obviously we look up to you, and you're just an amazing individual as well. And thank you for the opportunity to be a guest on your first podcast show.
Yeah.
I'm Sherry Minor-McIntyre. I'm with the Chamber of Commerce in Hawaii, President and CEO.
Hi, and I echo that. I am just so humbled to be in this room with these amazing women that I have admired from afar, and of course, you are always my inspiration in what you do, and congratulations to you as well. And I'm Wendy Chang, and I serve as the Executive Director for the Foundation for Marymount School.
And I thank you to Naomi for inviting me to be a part of this group and your first podcast as well. I think I've known you for I don't know how many years.
Well, we had that pool party.
Yes, we had a great pool party. Thank you very much. But I've known you for so long, and I never stop being so amazed with how far you've come with Pacific Edge, and now you're celebrating your 17th year, and I'm really happy for you because what you do yourself is just amazing and shows too that you're a very strong woman. But I'm Julia Rigo, and I'm the General Manager for Halepuna Waikiki.
Thank you, Julie.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. It's such a pleasure to meet everyone. And thank you, Naomi, for just giving me this opportunity to celebrate the 17th year anniversary and my first time doing a podcast as well.
That's mine too.
Yes, I think I'm the same. Same here.
I know you've done it.
This is your first time on a video podcast.
Ah. What about you, Wendy?
My first podcast.
Oh, we're all virgins here.
Great. I'm happy with that.
For me, I'm going to say I feel confident when I'm in a room like this, where I'm surrounded by women who are inspiring and who uplift me and whose energies are, the kind of energy that I want to have. And I have found that, I know we always say things like that, but I've found that that is so important to my well-being and my confidence. And so I've been much more strict with myself about trying to spend a lot of time around people who inspire me and uplift me, and that's been so transformative to my life. So thank you, women.
No, thank you.
Well, I feel the most confident I find when I'm able to share my story of how I got to where I am today, and kind of going through all of the struggles and challenges, and kind of being okay, and just so grateful for the blessings that God has given me. So just the opportunity to share my story.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, I think, when you're a working professional and a woman, and even as an entrepreneur, there's times when you don't want to talk about the really difficult times, where you think that you just can't even get up off the floor sometimes and keep on going, and it's those moments when you're like, no, I'm not going to give up. I got to keep going, right? And I have people depending on me, and I have a team, and I have a family, and I have people that, I really want to hope that I will inspire, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's such a vulnerable answer. I love that because we all can understand that. And at the end of the day, it's not always easy, and we sometimes feel like we want to make it seem like it's easy.
I'm really confident talking about the story of Halepuna Waikiki So I think that's one passionate thing that that makes me feel very confident when I'm asked to speak about it. I'm also very confident when I mentor an aspiring young person who wants to get into the hospitality industry, because I don't regret ever choosing to get into the industry. And I love to share my story, and I love to share things that I felt really helped to get me to where I am today, to get them to where they want to get to.
Again, it's a hybrid mom, everyone's. But it's true though, and especially now as I venture on this new journey, it's just being around people, right? Connecting with the people, and just being able to have this conversation and hear stories. I don't know, it just makes me even more excited about the choices.
I love to surf. So surfing is my sanctuary, it's my zen. I love surfing predominantly either very early in the morning when the sun's coming up or when the sun's going down. And when it gets dark, when the sun sets and you're paddling towards the beach and you've had an amazing surf session, it's probably one of the most grounding spiritual experiences ever. And I love to people watch, but being in the water for me is my downtime, my self-care, and that could be a bath too. So the water is really important to me.
Not feeling guilty of what, if you're taking some time off, like you, not feeling guilty of what you're eating, or maybe drinking. But yeah, I mean, that's self-care, right? Is to embrace what you have and enjoy it and not feel guilty. So a lot of times I think
And focus on mind, right? Like just being mental.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think we feel guilty
Yeah.
when we do something. But just enjoy the presence, the present moment. And I think we tend to forget that.
Yeah.
Just being present and enjoy the moment. Yeah, I have to remind myself, don't get me wrong, it's like
Actually, for me, I would say I'm someone who really looks for and likes connections and connection and to people and telling stories. I love those types of things. And so in my job too, that's a lot of what I do is build connections between donors and myself, build connections between donors and our school that I represent. And so a lot of what I am and what I do is about building connections.
So I grew up with a mother who left Santa Barbara to move to Memphis to work for Dr. Martin Luther King.
Oh, wow.
And she was very strong. And then I had a father who was extremely gregarious, very outgoing. He was the type of person that would look you in the eye and talk to you, and his eyes would never leave yours. Meaning he wasn't the type of person that was talking and looking at what's going on in the room. And I do feel like your upbringing and those who raise you have a strong impact on who you are. My innate nature is just to be joyous and happy and giggly and fun, and yet I'm very hard on myself. And I'm hard on myself because I'm a perfectionist, and that's something that I do struggle with. And if I were to explain myself to people and who I am really innately, I'm outgoing. I feel like I'm very gracious. I try and be as patient as I can. But as an entrepreneur, I always want to move. I want to move forward. I want to go now. I want to move quickly. And yet, I'm a true champion for equality. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I really genuinely uphold the sacredness of women and what we do and how we do it. And at the end of the day, I believe in truth. I believe in justice, and I feel like I'm very town and country. When I go to Kauai, I can hang out and chill, wear no makeup, get my hands in the mud and my feet in the mud. And when I'm on Oahu, I like to wear my high heels and dress up and be a girly girl.
well, this is, I guess, with my chamber hat, Hawaii on the Hill. It was a partnership with Senator Hirono, and in the 6 years that we did it, it was this it's hard to explain unless you're there to experience it. Essentially what it is, we brought Hawaii to Washington DC. And this is what I'm so proud about our local business community. They knew it wasn't about their business, it was about helping Hawaii, putting Hawaii on the map, so really thinking more community level. But all these different industries were represented, and about almost 2,500 people, more than 2,500 people attended.
Wow, that's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah, it just goes to show the spirit about Hawaii and what we want to do to help each other and to ensure that Hawaii, we show who Hawaii really is. So we had, this is a time when DC is so divisive, right?
Yes.
Red, blue, Republicans, Democrats. This is the one room that we had all of them in a room and actually talking with each other. So, I don't know.
This is becoming a very deep
I'm thinking, what I love about it is that we're having girl talk.
Yeah.
And we can just be transparent and share, because I always wonder when I see women, professional women, and they get interviewed and all that, and it's like, it's just too perfect.
Yeah.
Just too perfect.
But that's the
But
persona.
there must be some, challenges that they go through. So, and I think honestly, if you portray this like life is rosy and perfect, and you just follow this path and you can become this, it's not real.
Yeah.
So
When we look at successful women and men, all we see is their wins, right? All we
Yeah.
see is their successes, and you look at social media and you just see the highlight reel,
Yeah.
right? But I know, I see all of your highlight reels on social media all the time, all of your wins and your successes, but I know that all of us have had huge challenges. We've faced dark days and days where we didn't think, we could get through it, or, and I think we don't, as women, we don't talk about those things
Right.
enough. And when I look back at my challenges, I think actually my biggest failures and some of my darkest times, what followed that was actually my largest periods of growth, right?
Yeah.
And so what I've been trying to do in my life is trying to reframe challenges when I'm going through one, and seeing them as opportunities for us, right? Because I don't think that we as women are defined by our success, and I don't think we're defined by our failures. I think we're defined by how we overcome
Yeah.
the challenges in our lives.
well, that's well said.
Well said.
I
I
love
know.
that.
Cheers, ladies.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you, Naomi, for being fair and tenacious and still shining through with